Hey everyone, welcome back to Shade Review. In today's video, we're taking a look at the brand new Randolph and Shelby collaboration, Aviator 2 sunglasses. But first off, I do want to mention that Randolph did generously provide these frames out for review, but of course I'm going to keep this video as unbiased as I possibly can, and Randolph has absolutely no editorial ability over this video, and they also are not going to watch the video before it is posted as well. Also, if you're interested in buying a pair of these sunglasses for yourself, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below. Buying them through the link is going to give us a small commission, which helps support the YouTube channel. That's about it for my potential bias here. Let's get back into the actual review. Now, as far as the exact colorway of these frames goes, these are their black chrome frames with their apex gray lenses. Now, these lenses are actually a semi-polarized lens, so they also teamed up with Carl Zeiss to use their brand new Light Pro lenses. And these lenses are an absolute game changer and probably one of my favorite lenses ever. But we're going to get into these amazing lenses and the lens technology later in the video. Right now, it's time to talk about the styling of these frames. So right off the bat, you can see they really don't look like anything we've ever seen before from Randolph. Now, the top sweat bar here is not just there for show. It actually pushes the sunglasses off the face a little bit and allows your sweat to make contact with the brow bar or the sweat bar instead of making contact with the lenses. So here we can see I got relatively bushy eyebrows, or maybe you'd say very bushy eyebrows. And over time when wearing these, especially underneath a motorcycle helmet, my eyebrows are going to make contact with the lens as I kind of move my eyes around. And because of that, after a couple hours, the oils from my eyebrows are going to progressively kind of streak down the lens. With a sweat bar like this, you're not going to have an issue with the lenses oiling up and then progressively getting a little bit more blurry vision because of that. They have a painted top sweat bar here, which really adds a lot of character and breaks up the traditional lines that we'd see on a regular pair of Randolph Aviator 2 sunglasses. This is to symbolize the classic racing stripes on a Shelby race car. Now, if we move down the outside temples of the sunglasses, we can again see that continuation of the stripe here. And on the left side, we can see the little Shelby logo. And then here on the right side, we can see the Randolph logo. And then on the inside sweat bar of the frames, we can also see it does say Shelby there as well. A really, really nice touch. Now, the reason I went with this exact colorway is because it perfectly matches my Bell Race Star helmet that I wear when riding a motorcycle. I think it looks really, really good. It's a really cool combination with the racing stripes there on the sweat bar. And of course, the racing stripes here on the helmet as well. Really, really cool combination. And these bayonet temple tips are also amazing because it allows you to remove the eyewear without actually having to remove your helmet, which is really a game changer and really, really cool. Now, if we take a look at some of the fine details of these frames, we can see an etched Randolph logo there in the top left corner of the sunglass lens. And we can also see a polarized logo because these do have semi-polarized lenses. Now we can also see a little Carl Zeiss logo that's etched into both the left and the right lens, also there for authentication purposes. And that logo is not found on any other Randolph lenses because they don't traditionally use the Carl Zeiss lenses. Now if we take a close look underneath the bridge of the frames, we can see on the top bridge it says RE USA etched, and then there on the second it says AF5520, and both those are there for authentication purposes. And they're going to be a little bit hard to read because the frame finish here, being their black chrome, is going to be a lot thicker than their gold plated frame. The paint being pretty strong and durable here is actually going to fill in those etch marks a little bit more than traditionally. So because of that, it's going to be a little bit more hard to read, but it is still going to be there. Now, if we take a look at the inner right temple of frames, we can see it says Randolph USA. Then here in the inner left temple of frames, we can see that core code and model information there. Then on the outside temples, we can see the classic RE stamped on the temples. These sunglasses also have fully adjustable nose pads, so you can completely adjust these to your liking. And these have a brand new nose pad from Randolph, and they actually are a little bit more sticky than a traditional one. And they also have some more grip to them as well. And honestly, I absolutely love this nose rest. It feels amazing. I actually prefer these nose pads over Randolph's classic nose pads. They're just a little more comfortable. They grab to the face better and just just overall a better nose pad in my opinion, definitely a more performance driven nose pad as well with all the different grip marks on them. As far as build quality goes, these frames are built extremely well. They are hand built in America using some of the finest materials available, and everything here is absolutely beautiful and looks really, really good. The only thing that I did pick up on is if you take a really, really close look at the painted on bayonet temple tips and the painted on white bits of this para frame, you can see just a tiny bit of overspray, and because of that it doesn't look quite as clean or sharp, but you really have to have the frames closer than a foot to really be able to notice any of that. So if you're just wearing this pair of sunglasses, nobody's ever going to notice or see the slight imperfection there. I don't think I've ever seen Randolph do something like this before, but yeah, it's not absolutely perfect, and honestly I'm not entirely sure how the manufacturing process of this would look like anyways, so I don't know if it would actually ever be possible to make a painted on logo like this absolutely perfect. Maybe you can, I'm not entirely sure. Personally, it's not a big deal to me at all, but it's definitely something that I noticed and I thought was worth mentioning. Now on the B-roll that you're currently seeing here, it definitely looks a lot worse than it does in real life. That's because I'm using an $8,000 camera to get a really high close-up video shot of it. So these video shots are not something that you're really going to experience in the real world as far as actually how it looks when you're wearing it for 99% of the time, unless you're looking at these through a magnifying glass. But again, I figured it was worth mentioning it regardless because I did pick it up on the camera. All right, so now it's time to talk about my favorite part about these, and that is the lens. These again use Carl Zeiss Light Pro lenses, and these are actually one of my favorite lenses ever. This is the first time I've ever experienced these lenses, and the quality here is absolutely crazy. So in my opinion, these are Carl Zeiss most advanced lenses ever, and they are considered to be semi-polarized. So a traditional pair of polarized sunglasses are going to block 99.9% of glare. These actually only block 47%. Now, one of the reasons why I almost never wear polarized sunglasses when riding a motorcycle or when driving is because glare is actually very helpful for the driver. Polarized light actually helps a driver or a rider to identify glare off surfaces. And glare is there for a reason. It might be there because there's a metallic object in the road. It also might be there because there is a wet spot on the surface of the road. And information like this is extremely important to a driver, especially if you're doing performance activities like driving a race car around the track. You really do want to know if there is glare in certain areas or not. So because of that, polarized lenses are just simply not going to work for those applications in my opinion. But at the same time, nobody wants glare. I don't want to be squinting all the time when I'm driving in glary situations. I want that glare to be eliminated, but I still want to see some of it at the same time. That's where these lenses that filter 49% of polarized light are really, really crucial. I can still perceive that glare, but reducing it by almost 50% makes it so much more comfortable on the eyes. Polarized lenses also inherently reduce contrast, and these are actually going to allow up to 80% higher contrast compared to standard polarized lenses. What that basically means is everything's going to really pop. You're gonna get beautiful contrasts that you want in a pair of sunglass lenses, and honestly, these have way more contrast in my opinion than a pair of Maui Jim sunglasses, which of course are all polarized, but Maui Jim does some really good job with their tints to help maximize the contrast in a lot of their lenses. These honestly offer even more contrast than those, and when looking through these, everything is absolutely beautiful, and I really do urge you all to at least try on a pair and take a look at it. It's kind of like looking at the world in 4K with how clear these lenses are. Now these are a poly-made lens, so not going to offer quite as good clarity as an all-glass lens, but with the contrast being boosted so greatly, it honestly looks even more clear than an all-glass lens. Even though technically on paper it isn't, the eyes are perceiving more contrast, and because of that, they look incredible. Now polarized lenses and VLT levels, visible light transmission levels, are actually directly correlated. So the more polarization you have in a pair of sunglass lenses, the darker the lenses are going to be. So because these are not nearly as polarized as a traditional 99.9% polarized blocking pair of frames. These are going to have a VLT level of 16.84, which still puts them at a category 3 lens, but they're not going to be nearly as dark as a traditional Randolph polarized glass lens. So on the absolute brightest days where there's not a single cloud in the sky, you might find yourself squinting just a little bit more than you traditionally would with a pair of category 3 lenses that are closer to about 8%. These being 16.84%, they're going to be a little bit lighter, but again, they still are in the class of a category 3 lens, but they're right on the border between category 3 and a category 2 lens. These sunglass lenses also have a very nice and premium anti-reflective material here on the backside of the lens, which is really, really nice. It's going to help reduce sunlight coming in, bouncing off the lens at an angle, which is really important. And as far as the actual color of these lenses goes, they are absolutely gorgeous, especially when wearing them outdoors. I really do like how the sun reflects on them. They look black in a lot of situations, but they also have this kind of cool purple, blue tint, and maybe hints of red as well, again, depending on the lighting situation that you are in, and it really makes them look unique, and a lot more unique than a traditional kind of classic American gray lens. These definitely have an extra pop to them. Now, as far as the weight of these sunglasses and the lenses goes, these actually only come in at 27 grams, so you can wear these frames all day long without any discomfort. 27 grams is a really, really good weight. And now, as far as the balance goes, these are balanced really, really nicely. If anything, they actually are more heavier towards the ear rests than they are the nose pads because of their big bayonet temples here. But these really do just have an absolutely beautiful balance to them right out of the box. Really, really nice, and I do really appreciate a well-balanced pair of sunglasses like these. These sunglasses also ship in a really cool looking Shelby inspired box and case. It's a leather style case and it has a little Shelby logo kind of embedded into the case here, and we can see that classic leather style with all these little holes, which is going to be kind of traditional on a race car like this. It says Randolph right there, has a nice button. We can also see these classic racing stripes here, and then the Caro Shelby signature there as well on the case. Really, really nice case. I really do like this a lot. And they also include a really cool microfiber Shelby logo cleaning cloth as well. This cleaning cloth is really nice and allows you to clean the sunglass lenses very, very easily. And then also pressed into it, you can actually see Randolph as well. So it doesn't just say Shelby, it also does say Randolph. It's a little hard to see, but really, really nice touch and a very nice cleaning cloth there. Now, as far as pricing goes, these are going to come in at $369, which is actually a really good price for a co-branded pair of sunglasses like this with specialized packaging. And then of course, these absolutely incredible Carl Zeiss lenses. I really do think the price point here is very reasonable. And if you do want to buy these, again, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below directly to their website, and buying through the link, of course, is going to help support our YouTube channel. It definitely helps us to produce more videos and content like this. So overall, just a fantastic pair of sunglasses from Randolph and Shelby. A really, really fun pair with their co-branding race car inspired styling. And again, for me personally, the lenses are just really, really killer, and I absolutely do love these. And I kind of want to put these lenses in absolutely everything that I possibly can because they're such a practical and beautiful lens to look through. The contrast again here is just absolutely through the roof, and I'm very, very impressed with these semi-polarized lenses. So that's all I got for you guys in this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give me a big thumbs up down below, and of course, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and then to be notified every single time I upload a brand new video, just like this one, to our YouTube channel. Again, thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll catch you all in the next one.